around the world and actually even last year, her and I and other speakers, we managed to go to Dubai to speak. And she was also invited to speak in Bhutan and the Philippines and in India. She spoke in front of more than 5,000 people, and at a multimillionaire summit in India as well, and in London at so many different events. And she was invited to many of my events as well, which had over 200 people. And she also spoke at the event where there was a billionaire and multimillionaires and famous people from the movie The Secret. So a lot of things have started to open up for her. And now she even does some MC for different events, and she gathers people for speaking as well. So a lot of things have opened up for her. And the first thing I would say that has opened up for her is a personal transformation, because really you cannot start creating money until you create a personal transformation. And when you have this personal transformation, you transform the world. Initially, you transform your family, then your community, then a bigger, and it's bigger and bigger and bigger. And I know that this happens because it's happened to me as well. And actually, recently, I have been invited to speak for Roku TV and Amazon Fire TV, and I've already given an interview for these channels that will have a viewership of 2 million people. And also, next year I'm invited to be part of a movie. And not only that, I'm organizing with one of my author clients to produce my own show as well, right? So what's happening is that what's happening for me, what's happening for the authors that I'm working with, is that they're expanding their brand. They are monetizing their knowledge and expertise. They're turning any little thing that they know into a big business that is a global business, and they are becoming famous worldwide. And this is what's possible for you too, right? Now, another person from Nigeria that I have helped is actually Jimmy. Okay, so Jimmy Asuni is a very amazing guy. He has cerebral palsy, which is a condition that affects your brain that makes it very difficult for you to even tie your shoelaces or keep your tongue in your own, keep your tongue in your mouth for a long period of time. And but I saw him; he was very elegant, right? You must agree, he's very good looking and very elegant. And he's a very determined guy. I mean, I absolutely loved him. The minute I saw him, he was just amazing. And so what I decided to do was to sponsor his book, right? So what we did is we worked together, and then we created this book called Dare to Be Imperfect, which is really, I think, very much congruent with his message, which is that he's always been very bullied in his life. And he overcame this bullying and managed to become a property owner, and he works in a bank as well. And when I met him, I said, you have such an amazing story. You have such an amazing determination and knowledge and skills. So let's get your set up as a motivational speaker. And then he started speaking for his bank, and then for another sister bank, excuse me, Lloyd's, and I think HSBC, and he became one of the most famous motivational speakers for those particular banks for different branches as well. So much so that even the directors and the operational managers and HR directors and so on from different branches of the same bank know Jimmy very, very well, and they keep inviting him. He appeared on TV as well. So that's something really amazing has happened for him. And he's also created a foundation in Nigeria, a movie based on this book, and an online course as well. And he continues sharing his message and his expertise. And then this lady as well, Nikki, she's a property investor, and she did this book called Property Investment Strategies. And the minute she talked about her book in London, she was invited to speak in Dubai, which finally she couldn't go because she had a death in the family. But she was invited to go to Dubai because she shared her expertise and everything, right? So now, another person that I've helped is Sani Ahonsi. Okay, so he monetized his expertise and his knowledge by creating a book about blockchain, and he is the creator of this platform called MediLives, and this platform sells healthcare products. His family actually comes from Ghana, and he is a British. He is British. Now, one amazing thing about him is that the month of the book launch, he managed to sell £100,000 worth of healthcare products based on doing this book and launching this book. And so one amazing thing about becoming an author is almost like it gives you that authority and gives you that authority for to attract people to you, but then you have to have something else that you are going to sell, whether it's your speaking gigs, whether you're doing workshops, whether you're doing online courses, whether you're doing one-to-one coaching. You have to have something else that you're going to sell, right? So for example, let's say that you have absolutely nothing to sell, okay, which could be the case for a lot of people. In this case, then what you could do is you could have affiliate products that you sell. So for example, let's say you're a nurse or a doctor, or you're someone who is interested in health or healthcare, right? So Sunny has a lot of products that you can become an affiliate for. And then this is how you can leverage your book. So let's say you did, for example, for that carer that I was mentioning to you earlier, she was, she's a carer, right? She looks after people, and then she comes across a lot of people that need some sort of health help, right? So she could become an affiliate for him, right? So this is something that you can leverage as well. Now, another person that has leveraged his and monetized his knowledge and skills very well is Harry, my partner, who created the Speakers Are Leaders brand that has been turned into everything that you see here. A keynote speaking topic. He was booked to speak in Peru at different companies. And I was actually booked to speak based on my topic, which is peak performance sales. Okay. And both of these topics have been leveraged into workshops that we have been paid for in Peru to teach people about sales and also to teach people about empowerment and leadership and stuff like that. So the point of what I'm trying to say is that anyone can create something that they know. You can create from what you know, you can turn that into something that people will buy. And all you have to do is just to look very, very creatively at what you know, whether it's parenting, it could be cooking. Cooking is actually one of the most searched for topics in the world. And there are several ways that you can even leverage a topic such as cooking, because I have this friend who has created a course that I think it's $14 or something, and they managed to place it on a platform which is called Udemy. And like Udemy, there are other platforms that you can place your course, such as Skillshare, and there's another one that it skips my mind right now. But she had 140,000 students for that particular course of $14. So if you can, the idea is that you can turn your knowledge into a course, and it could be a course that even if it's $14, but if you have 100,000 students do it, then it kind of makes sense to do it, right? So cooking, for example, and Excel are the most searched for topics in the world. And you know about parenting, that's a good topic. You know about making more money, that's a good topic. You know about saving money, that's a good topic. You know about making people more beautiful, younger, increase their performance, stuff like that. That is a good topic, right? So I'm just going to check whether there's any questions. Okay, I can see here that there are some questions. Okay, so Juliet is saying, how do you get to make that first move? Okay, so the first move, how do you do that first move to go from nothing to actually start monetizing, is you create your first book, right? You can say that you have two ways of doing it. You can either start by creating your first book, becoming an author, then you have the authority to be listened to. And then what happens is that people come to you with opportunities. I'll give an example. Because I am an author, that's why a lot of people come to me with different deals. For example, property deals, or they come to me and say, oh, I have this. For example, Sunny is saying, oh, I have these health products that you can be an affiliate for. So if you know anyone who is suffering from health, then send them to me and you make a commission, right? And just because I'm an author, it's almost like I become a magnet for opportunities. A book is almost like it turns you into this magnetic character, right? But it's only if you create the right book. And that's why I always suggest that you create a book that unifies your everything into your one thing. And what I mean by that is you create this one message that you can be aligned with, that you believe in, and that other people believe in as well. So for example, the speakers are leaders, right? Speakers are leaders. That's the message. And then people who believe that, they also are aligned with that. They are attracted to us. And because of that, what we find is that we're attracting to us a lot of people who have these kind of qualities. They are fun entrepreneurs, they are creative, and they are leaders. They are interested in speaking, and they believe that speaking is about leadership as well. So it's like it unifies these kind of people. And it happens to be that we are very fun as well. Me and my partner, Harry, we are very fun as well. And that's why we are creative as well. We attract a lot of creative, fun entrepreneurs who not only create wealth and money and whatever, but we also have fun doing it. So we enjoy every little cent, every little, penny. We enjoy everything that we have, because I think we've both come from environments where we had nothing. So because, when you have nothing, when you start having something, that is when you can start to create more. Let me see what else, what questions there are. Okay, what if you wish to live abroad? And how do we get communities to understand good value? Okay, so if you live abroad, that's a very good question. If you live abroad, it doesn't matter where you live, right? Because your knowledge is global, it's online. This is the thing that the COVID has given us as an opportunity. Everyone is at home, they are watching TV, they're watching their mobile phones. So you have a great opportunity to share your knowledge because everyone is online. So there's no restriction. There's no restriction because people are at home, and or if they're not at home, they have their mobile phone, and you have the most important currency, which is attention, right? And because they are paying attention to you, that is when you need to be super active. Because what happens is, because I'm an author, then I was offered to be interviewed for Amazon. Because I'm an author, I was offered to be part of a movie for Amazon. Because I'm an author, I was also offered to be a supporting actress, and then the movie will be on Amazon as well. And because I'm an author, I'm also gonna create this show that is gonna be on Amazon or Netflix, right? And what happens is that it's almost like there's these stages that you go through. First, you have absolutely nothing, but then you become an author and you create a really amazing book. This is a really key, because if you create something that's amazing, you are seen as an amazing product. And it's really important that you are seen as a luxury product, because I see a lot of people, and they do become authors, but the problem is that they create a book that is not a message that people can align with, they can really connect with, right? So if you're going to give your book, let's say, not a very good title, then it's difficult afterwards to have the right tribe, because the tribe will not be attracted to that. That's why it's important to have that branding message that becomes your title and your everything. And that becomes your workshop, your online course, and everything, your group coaching topic. Now, that has to be something that people care about, they are looking for, they are interested in, and they are actively looking for a solution for that. And how you can find out what kind of topic is a good one is you can go to Google Keyword Planner, which is in Google. what you do is you type there, Google Keyword Planner, you type some of the keywords that you believe people will be searching if they were searching for what you offer. And then that's how you get an idea whether this is a good topic that you should be speaking about, right? But I can tell you right now that positive parenting is a great topic, or parenting in general, as long as you have a new angle to what's already been said. You don't say exactly the same thing, right? And anything to do with wealth is a good topic as long as you are embodying exactly what you're teaching, because you can't teach something that you don't know, unless you interview other people, and then that is how you can monetize not only your own knowledge but other people's knowledge as well. And that's actually a good way for people. Let's say, I think a lot of people have imposter syndrome. And what happens when you have imposter syndrome is that you believe that maybe your topic on what you know is not valuable enough. Okay, that's fine. In this case, you can leverage other people's knowledge, other people's expertise, other people's money and everything, other people's networks. And how you do that is you can start your own show. And how you can do that, you can start your own show on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube. And then what you do is you interview people that have the knowledge, have the skills, have the expertise, and potentially already have the network. And by doing it like that, then you can expand really quickly, because you are going to tap into everybody's network expertise and passions and everything. But for example, if you want to expand a lot on YouTube, what you're going to need is to have really good keywords, because if you're going to write like a big lengthy keyword that people don't type, then you're going to be less likely to have that video have a great reach. Whereas if you have a good keyword that people are typing that you can see, for example, I have this channel that has 2,100 subscribers in YouTube. Okay. And what happened is that I managed to do that without asking them to like, share, subscribe, or anything. And that's because I put a really good keyword, which was called Learn English Fast. Okay. And because millions of people are looking for that particular keyword, that is why they subscribe by themselves. And even though that's just a video of 20 seconds, that brought me 2,100 and whatever subscribers. In the same way, if you are going to interview people, you're going to use the strategy of interviewing people, then you can, let's say I interview Martins, right? Martins View. And he has some knowledge and expertise. Maybe he has an audience already of, let's say, 10,000 people, just as an example, right? And what happens is that all of a sudden his network starts to know me. And because they know me, they start following me, and then they start subscribing to the content that I have, to the YouTube channel and so on, right? So let's say I interview Martins, and then let's say that, let's say I interview him about, I don't know, let's say positive parenting, right? So I'm going to put there, I'm going to go to Google Keyword Planner. I'm going to look for positive parenting, or I'm going to look for parenting techniques or parenting tips or parenting skills or stuff like that. And then I'm going to name the YouTube video with Martins. I'm going to call it maybe Parenting Tips with Martins View, because that way, if people type parenting techniques or parenting skills, and I'm going to see, for example, in Google Keyword Planner, how many people are searching for that per month. I'm going to see maybe there will be 10,000 people or 100,000 people per month in London or globally that are searching for that particular keyword. And based on that, I'm going to name that YouTube video like that. And I'm going to put with Martins View if I consider that Martins is an influencer that can bring me leads. Otherwise, I'm going to name the video only parenting tips or parenting techniques, right? And that way I can make sure that I'm going to get some leads from people actually watching on YouTube, and they will be organic leads. And after a while, what you'll discover is that I'm going to continue to grow my channel and organically, because people will be looking for that particular keyword. But if you're going to call your YouTube videos something random, then you're going to get really random results. Now, some of the people that have attended our courses and workshops and so on, like Speakers Are Leaders and Brand for Speakers and so on, we've had some people that have had really great results. So for example, we had this we have this this client whose name is Nick. I have his books up here somewhere. So Nick Ronald, we created this book for him called Secret Influence. And then he created his channel called Secret Influence. And he interviews other influencers on his channel. And what he does is now he has 3,500 followers on his YouTube, right? And then that after a while, he's going to qualify for monetization. Okay. Now there's another girl that started her channel in March, I think, last year. And I think now she has 14,000 subscribers, and she posts only travel, like a travel blog, basically content of her and the baby and her husband. And she already qualified for monetization. She's making £500 a month every month, because she is posting these relatively silly videos of her traveling in the car and stuff like that. So it's possible. She's from Malaysia, and she shares content in Malay, in the Malay language. And then she has become an influencer, so much so that people from Malaysia are sending her gifts to her baby, just because they like her, right? They like her, they like the baby, and she's just doing silly stuff. So it's possible to monetize even really silly things, right? Like you, I don't know, you cooking, or you traveling from here to there, or you talking about, I don't know, literally like a lot of really silly stuff can be monetized. In fact, there is one guy, his name is Jacob Hiller, and he monetized this ebook. And this ebook was about how to jump higher. Okay. And what he did, he created this ebook, and then he put it on a site. And on this site, there are a lot of affiliates that can promote, right? So he made $2.5 million at the time that I checked this information, selling this ebook that was about how to jump higher, right? So it's possible to monetize even really silly, I would say silly, or information that you think, who would read that? But a lot of people are interested in how to jump higher. So clearly you can monetize that as well. And right now, especially because of COVID, you have attention. You have attention because of that. It's a really good moment for you not only to become an author, but to become a celebrity. And how you become a celebrity, you create that book first, you create that message, and then you can either create your show where you interview people if you believe that you have imposter syndrome, or you believe you're not good enough or whatever. Until you overcome that, you can be an interviewer. And if you prefer to share your own knowledge, if you have a lot of knowledge of an expertise that you believe people could be interested in, then excuse me, use Google Keyword Planner to find how many people are looking for that. For example, blockchain, it's a really hot topic. Cryptocurrency, really good topic, right? Another thing that you can use to monetize your knowledge is actually, I was reading the other day of one boy that made like £290,000 with NFT, right? NFT, which is basically digital art. Now, I can tell you that I don't know too much about that, but one of my authors, he knows a lot about that, and how you can turn basically your digital art, any of your creations, into something that you can sell, and at really a high price. So that's another way for you to monetize what you know and turn it into something that other people buy and they're interested in, right? So and then what happens is that when you become this author, you need to start looking at your own image, like your personal brand, your image, right? Because people will start to look for you everywhere. They will start to type your name in Google. They will start to type your name in Google, and then they will see what comes up, right? And it better be something good. Let me just see some more questions. Okay. I can't see any more questions, but maybe you guys can place some more questions for later. So coming back to the thing, people will start when you start sharing your content, when you're an author and so on, people will start to type your name in Google, and it better be something good, right? Because let's say if you were to type, let's say I'm going to type Martin's name in Google, what am I going to find? I don't know. But let's say if I find something good, like, if when you become an author, what happens is that Amazon will put your name up there, one of the first few. things that will appear will be actually Amazon. And then let's say if you have a really good following in Facebook or in LinkedIn, that will come up high as well. So for example, I've managed during COVID to grow to 77,777 followers in Facebook. Okay, you can follow me if you want at facebook.com/Lily Patrascu official if you want. And what happens is that I've discovered that after a while, people are just growing, like the followers are growing organically because they like my content. And what I've discovered is that there are a few types of content that work more than others. Okay, so the type of content that I've discovered works more is vulnerable content, where instead of, because before I was posting a lot of this perfect image girl, and what happened is that I discovered it works better if you share vulnerable content, where you share, let's say, even pictures without makeup, right? Or pictures where sometimes you're not feeling so great, but you're giving a motivational talk, in the text, in the body of the text. And then if you have pictures in the park, they work really, really well. And I don't know why, but my followers seem to like it a lot. And I've managed to have as much as 4,000 likes on some posts. And I think that's quite an amazing thing to kind of grow, because sometimes when I started, it was like, 100 and 200 likes and so on. So it's kind of a great evolution to see that people are actually liking more the posts, to the point that I was kind of even comparing myself to some of the influencers, the top influencers in London and globally as well. And I've noticed that even Kim Kardashian, right, her ratio, I mean, of course she has multi-million followers and so on, but in terms of the ratio of engagement, her ratio was, I think, 2 times bigger than mine, which was like really amazing, right? So, and then, again, I'm still growing, but one important thing about that is that, for example, if you want to grow in what you want to do to kind of grow your influence and your money is you want to be known. You want to be kind of like omnipresent everywhere. And let's say if you want to grow in Facebook, then you want to share content that people really care about. And what I've noticed is that the vulnerable content works, the pictures in the park work. And as well, you need to eliminate some of the pictures that, let's say you go to a party, right? You go to a party and you're tempted. You want to post the pictures of that party. And maybe you shouldn't post the pictures of that party. You need to post just exciting content, pictures where you actually look good, right? And alongside those pictures where you are vulnerable, but again, you're not mixing, it's important not to allow other people to tag you in posts, especially posts where you're not there, because a lot of people do that. And for example, let's say that you care about dogs, right? Let's say you care about dogs, you care about cats, okay? Or you care about global warming or whatever you care about. Now, if this is not part of your expertise, what I suggest is that you leave that out of your feed. So, for example, there are 2 things for Facebook. There's the personal Facebook and there's the business Facebook. Okay, so the personal Facebook page and the business page. But what I want you to remember is that for your personal one, you need to treat it like a business one, because a lot of people do not do that and they miss out on most of the business. And the reason for that is because people, when they type your name, they don't typically type your business page. They will type your personal name, right? They will go there. And the problem is that most people's Facebook feeds are complete rubbish. Okay, so much so that maybe when you upload your picture for the cover, you might find that sometimes you have uploaded it and you have not checked if it fits the screen. And a lot of times you look like you're advertising underwear, because you have literally cut yourself up from here. And then you cut yourself from here, and then you cannot see basically your face. Right? So what happens because of that? Then you're struggling, right? You're struggling because people are going to look at you, and they are going to make an impression of you just by looking at that cover. And then they're going to look at your page, your feed, and you're going to see pictures of cats. Maybe you like rescuing dogs, maybe you like climate change and stuff like that. And they are not going to see your expertise. And that is a big problem. The reason for that is because, okay, you, how to say this? Your personal Facebook needs to be like a website. Okay. Now, what do you see when you see a website? You see a particular product. People are looking for a way to know what are you selling? Who are you? Why should people buy from you? What is your unique selling point? What is your expertise? And what people see when they actually go to your Facebook personal page, they will typically see cat videos, dog videos, what you had last night, a party, you looking horrible after a party, you having a barbecue, irrelevant things, right? And you have to turn your Facebook into a website to make it look luxury, to have like a really nice cover, to make it very clear what you do, to give them a lead, to give them basically like a lead magnet or something to offer, so that when they go there, they are gonna have something free that will inspire them to do business with you, right? So let's say if you're a painter or if you're a photographer, I should be seeing photographs. If you're a coach, I should be seeing pictures of you coaching people or results of people that you've coached, right? What we shouldn't see is irrelevant things like demonstrations and, chocolate and I don't know, irrelevant things, right? So you need to really clean up, you need to go to your Facebook personal page and you clean up everything. You delete all the ugly pictures, you delete all the cat videos, and then you're left with a beautiful page of you so that people, when they reach that page, they are going to be inspired to invite you to speak at different events, to invite you to be an affiliate, to invite you to do business with you, because that page is going to be like your website. It's going to be like your, in a way, it's like the Ritz, right? You invite people, let's say you want to do business with a luxury person, with a multimillionaire, maybe you invite them to the Ritz. In the same way, you want that Facebook to be the Ritz. You want it to look good. You want you to look good. You want to have luxury pictures of you. You want to remove all the clutter. You're not going to, it's almost like you go on a date, right? You go on a date with a client, right? It's the equivalent of that. You're not going to, let's say you go on, for an example, when you are going to go on a date, you're not going to show your new girlfriend your dirty underwear. It's the same kind of concept. You're not going to show your client your dirty underwear. You're going to show them your luxury, beautiful view of you. And this is something that you can do with your telephone. You can do something, you can go, it doesn't matter if you don't live in a luxury place. You can go to a nice cafe and take a picture of you. You can go to a park. People like the park a lot. So take a picture of you in the park, right? So that's why, for example, your Facebook cover needs to look really awesome. The same with LinkedIn. When you go to LinkedIn, what happens is, for example, I've had a lot of clients of mine, multimillionaires, who in the past have refused to do business with me because they went to the pages of my authors and they saw on LinkedIn that they didn't have a good profile and they were not active on LinkedIn. They were thinking, who are these people? I mean, come on, they're not millionaires, they're not this, they're not that, So of course it's very judgmental, but at the same time, regardless of how much money we're making or not making, we have a duty to look good. We have a duty to look good so that we can attract as much possible good and money and opportunities and joint ventures to us, right? I'll give you an example. If I look like I've just come out of a rubbish bin right now, and I say, hello, how are you? And let's say my face is covered in mud. Are you likely to do business with me? Are you likely to tell me about your £1 million deal? Are you likely to tell me how if I introduce you to someone who is going to sell a hotel, I'm going to make commission or whatever. Are you likely to do that? No, you are not. So that's why we need to have this. We need to almost take like a rug and we clean our image. And how we clean our image is we start bit by bit. We start with Google. And then we go there and we see what comes up for our name. And then whatever comes up that isn't good, we clean it up, right? We clean up the old information. We clean up the old images of our old boyfriends and girlfriends and whatever else. We clean up the cat videos and the climate change stuff. We go to Facebook and we clean up in the same way. We create a luxury image of us, a luxury cover. We offer some sort of magnet or, like it could be an ebook, it could be a PDF, it could be something, it could be a free mini course that people can experience. They come to the free mini course or a free consultation, and then at that mini course, then you offer your upsell or your product or whatever it is, right? And in LinkedIn, like I was saying, people have refused in the past to do business with me because they saw the authors I was helping were not active on social media. They were not active on LinkedIn. They didn't take care of their profile. That's why some of my programs now include that I write people's LinkedIn profiles so that they are seen as the true diamond that they really are, right? So for example, in LinkedIn, actually, let me just see if I can share to show you maybe my hold on, to see if I can share and show you my Facebook and my LinkedIn so you can get an idea. Okay. Right, so as I was saying, okay, so you see, okay, so for example, in Facebook, this is the Facebook where I have, right, so you can see here, right? You can see that I have this cover that has a, what do you call it? It has like a call to action. And then it says, okay, apply if you want to, do you want to create a book that transforms the world and attracts more opportunities, apply here, right? So what I'm offering here is like a lead magnet for people to go there and to get a free session with me, okay? In the same way, what you can offer, let's say you're a coach of some sort, you can offer a free session or you can offer a free mini course, and that is gonna enable you to get people in the door and on your mailing list or in your Facebook group or something like that, right? And then you can see here I have 77,800. Okay, so earlier I had 77,700 and whatever, right? So you can see 300 likes, 400, 500. See, the park ones, for whatever reason, people like them a lot. Okay, this one has 2,300 likes, right? 1,300, right? So what happens is that when you start having a lot of engagement in your Facebook, then even more people see it. And so what's important, this is my business page, okay? In my business page, I have this banner where people can see what I do, and also they are kind of led to a lead magnet. And then if I was to go to my personal, so you can see, in my personal, oh, hang on, this is not my personal. This is my personal. Yeah, so it's very, very similar, right? It's very similar. And then you can see some of the posts, you know, but it's kind of like all related. You can see that they are, you know, I always have this text that I put, okay? And when I put text, then what happens is that people actually start engaging, and it's important that the text that you put has to be related to what you do. And then we remove also the things that are irrelevant, okay? I'm gonna take you to my LinkedIn now. And in LinkedIn, oh, this is Harry's, okay. Okay, I'm gonna take it to my one, which is this one. Okay, so it's kind of very similar, where you can see the banner, okay? And you need a very professional picture, And one important thing about LinkedIn is that you need to have this headline. And in this headline, you need to have a keyword-based search term, because LinkedIn is almost like LinkedIn is almost like a Google in a sense, because people will type book publisher or personal branding coach, or I don't know, life coach or nurse or whatever it is that you do that they are looking for. They're going to type that in this search bar here. Okay. And that's why you need to be putting a keyword in this headline here. You need to be putting a keyword that people will actually type and search. Okay. So then here, this description, you need to have a really, really amazing description in your LinkedIn, because a lot of people write the description, but they write it as if it's meant to be for finding a job. And that's the problem, okay? Because if you want to find a job, then write it like it's for a job. But if you want to find a business opportunities, they need to make it very clear to people what you can do for them. As you can see here, there's some headlines that you can use, like what I can do for you. This is what you can use. And then you put there with some check marks or something, you put exactly what you can do for people. So for example, let's say that you are a life coach or you're a positive parenting coach, then you put there exactly what you can do for people. And then you put who I am. That's another headline that you can use. And then there you tell people what who you are and what you do and how you can help people. And then you can have another headline, which is what people are saying, where you have some success stories of what you do. And then you can include also what makes this different. Why is your offering different compared to what other people are offering as well? And and then here you can put your experience. And one important thing is you can see here, you can put some pictures. You can put some featured pictures of celebrities. For example, here, this is me with Dr. John Gray, who sold 50 million copies of his books, and Marie Diamond from the movie The Secret, and Tony Robbins somewhere here, and I was featured on the cover of a magazine as well. So you can put here some of your best pictures. You can include pictures on stage. You can include anything that is great that you have done, feature it here. And you can also, for example, include like a lead magnet that you want people to have to be drawn to you, like a free book or free report or anything that you are able to offer. And then include your experience here, which is it's important, but there are other things that are more important. So for example, in skills and endorsements, if you want to be searched and found for particular things that you do, you want to be including here the top 3 keywords that you want to be known for. So here you're going to, for example, I want to be known for personal branding, ghostwriting, publishing, right? And then include those top 3 things here, and then you can have other things that you're going to be known for. But the top 3 ones are very important, that they have to be the most important ones that you want to be known for. And then it's important to ask for recommendations, because I think we, in general, we may do a lot of good work for people, and then we forget to ask for testimonials, and that is a bad thing. And even for me, I do that sometimes. Like, I forget to ask people for testimonials, despite the fact that I do great work and so on. So it's important to keep asking people for a testimonial, and you just click here on ask for a recommendation. And then you put the name of the person you want to ask a recommendation from, and then the people that you have helped. Just keep chasing them, because they will take some chasing initially. The best moment to ask for a recommendation is the moment that you have actually helped someone, because if you ask it then it will be easier for you to get it. And then you can also add your accomplishments and publications and so on there.